Okay, good morning. We're gonna get going, and you can't see my face because most of the work that I'm going to be doing will be on or near the mat. And when my upper body's cut off, I'm not gonna do too much that you won't be able to manage. So let's start with the principles. With Yogilachi, we do AMAZE, and that's the acronym that I created for activation. So you want activation of the sets of muscles. When you activate the core, when you activate the powerhouse, then your joints are going to be protected because the muscles are turned on. So we've got mobility of the correct joint. We're using the mobility. That's the awareness that we need to have. We need to have the awareness of alignment of our body, whether we're vertical or standing up. We need to have stability. So that stability is going to come from those muscles being engaged, all right? So that's the focus. This is definitely more on the intermediate side. If I've had clients that are through the basic program, this is definitely something I would do. I definitely do this on a regular basis when I'm doing sports conditioning or strength conditioning for myself, for my clients. And this is what we're going to start with, inchworms. With inchworm, you can use your mat if you have lots of space, then just keep going as opposed to turning around like I'm going to have to do. But with the inchworm, I'm raising my arms all the way up to the top just to begin. Once you get down, you're not going to come all the way back up and standing. But for now, I'm going to articulate the vertebra one vertebra at a time so that I can really get that spine active and becoming more pliable. You're just going to stretch the back of that body, lifting from the sits bones so your natural hinges are there, and then you're going to walk yourself all the way out as far as you can, and you're almost in a plank. If you can go even further and hold that without the body turning off, you want to make sure everything's turned on, then you can go ahead and bring your feet inching in as far as you can. It feels comfortable. Now, if I had more room, I would just keep going, and that's ideal, but I'm going to turn around and do the same thing, inching out and inching in. And we're going to do 10 of those, okay? Inching out, inching in. Actually, I'm going to cut those in half because I've got a lot to do. So we're going to do five of everything, all right? Okay, so there's 3. And we would keep going if we had the space, ideally. So there's lots of stretching going on. We've got calves. We're turning on and activating a lot of that body. There. Let's do another one. Nice and strong. Keep everything active that needs to be active. So we'll go ahead and come up. And let's do our lunge first. So we're going to do that split forward lunge. The knee is over that ankle. We're going to come down and reach the inside elbow to see if we can touch that floor. And then we're going to open it up and reach for the sky. Okay, then we're going to do the other side. So we'll step back. We're going to take the same leg that's in front and touch that elbow down if we can. And then we're going to take that arm and reach it up to the sky. Do it at your own pace. You do not have to rush through this. It is a warm-up, so you're preparing your body for the work you're going to be doing. It's also a great little workout on its own. So if you've done yoga, then you probably recognize this as a part of a series we do, whether it's a sun salutation or whether we're doing that just as a holding pose. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a moment to bring that in. And sorry guys, I can't see if there's comments there. Okay, well just join me if you're watching, great. And the next one, we want to get the hips. Hip mobility tends to be tough, so ideally what we want to do is be able to do a good squat and reach. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So we're going to remember, squatting is a hip movement. If your hips are tight, this will be difficult. So we're just going to start Actually, I take that back. I want to, because hips are tight, let's do the piriformis stretch first. So come down. It's like King Dove in yoga, and you're going to stretch that piriformis. That's going to help us so we can get those good squats. All right, so you see the stretch. Now I'm coming back into a plank, and then just bringing the leg in front. King Dove type style. The nose looks straight down at the knee, so it's centered. You don't want the knee way over on the other side because you want to get that piriformis stretched, all right? Now you can go ahead and make that a little bit more of a movement pattern as opposed to holding. It's one of the things that differentiates our functional warm-up because we're going through and we're sending lots of circulation into that area that we want to warm up. Okay, so there's that piriformis hip area warmed up. We've got those hip flexors, and that should help us definitely for our squats that we want to do. Okay, so I'm going to do a squat where I'd ideally like to come all the way down. Okay, I'm going to take my elbows and push and open up those thighs. Now I'm going to zip up deep in the perineum, and I'm going to use my power, the power of the muscles, to lift me up, not the joints. So don't push from your knees, don't push from your joints. It's pushing from the muscles. It'll be a lot better that way. Okay, so we're going to come down, and now we're going to reach up, and then up on the other side, still opening up. So we're opening those hips. That's what the whole point of this is. Then we're going to use those muscles to push ourselves back up. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Squatting down, we'll reach, push up. Let's start these last 2. We'll reach from the other side, reach on the other side, and push up. We'll do that 1 more time. And push all the way up. Okay, so that's a great squat movement pattern. It's going to get us going. I want to do, let's do this one next. We'll do a scorpion. So we'll go all the way down. Arms are out by the side. We're going to reach one leg and stretch it and try to touch your hand on the other side. So you want to check your space. That's going to open up that quad, hip flexor. Make sure your glutes are turned on. You've got proper activation throughout the body. Should feel really good, especially after those squats. It's a good prep. We're getting our whole body ready to go. Check your pelvis for neutral. Make sure you're not buckling. You want those muscles active. So I would probably do 10 of everything that I'm doing today. And once you have these, you can either make a list of them and just have them as a, maybe do a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday of this series to warm up, and then go do some sprints, or if you have some strength training that you want to do, this would be a great one for that. Okay, so there's your scorpion. That's another great one. I wanted to do, I want to do this squat from the back. So we're going to do a push here. This is also restoring mobility. And I do this for folks that play soccer. All right, so Molly, if you ever watch this, this is for you. You're pushing up, and we're gonna lift. We're gonna angle our knees. We're pushing our knees out, but we're firing from our glutes, and we're pushing through, okay? So we're looking at mobility, especially in those ankles, and all through the body, finding and restoring all of that. Feels so good. Done correctly. If you don't, you're probably gonna feel those knees get a little angry, but done correctly. If you fire your glutes, pushing from your glutes, and angle, pushing your knees out. So you're driving your knees forward, but you're using your muscles to do that. And you're getting some good wrist mobility, and you're working to turn those powerhouse muscles on. Those are your glutes, your abs, right? Wrapped around those nice transverse abdominals, the quadratus lumborum that wraps all the way around your midsection. That's where you want to power on from, and then you drive the rest with the muscles. Okay, that feels amazing on those quads and helps with those knees. I've got a got a couple other things I wanted to show today, and that is going to be from here. We'll do this from the back. So we'll do a wide-legged bridge. Your legs are a little bit wider than your mat. The hips are going to go straight up to the ceiling. Your glutes are firing on to hold you. Hands are clasped, and we're going to just take those arms, and we're in a static hold on that bridge. Right now the shoulders are pocketed, and you're moving that range of motions so that we get that shoulder mobility restored. And it's still a good warm-up. So we're going to bring this into some power on for the glutes and hammies. Bring the feet a little closer together, going up into a position of bridge. And we're just going to push and switch, push up. So that's going to fire or turn on those glutes a little bit more. Turning on those glutes is going to help protect that back. So make sure as you go up and you're pushing on, you're doing glutes, hammies, calves, not, and of course your core, not your back. If your back's doing the work, you're going to have to do a reset. And make sure you've got your amaze on. That's you've got your alignment in, you've got your activation of your muscles, correct mobility, correct stability and engagement. Okay, finishing that up. And we're going to do a twist from the back. I would either do it straight legs with the arms out to the side and then bring those legs all the way over to the hand. I won't be able to do it to the other side. So I'm going to do it with bent knees. You can do this with bent knees or straight legs. But all we're doing is taking, the upper body is stable and stabilizing you. You've got good strong core. And you're taking your knees or your legs straight if you'd like. Okay, if they're straight, really get that control. Deep from your, so this is going to turn on that waist. You need to think wrapping around from the waist. You've got a little imaginary girdle holding you strong. Don't let your back be doing this work. It's a stretch, nice stretch across, but turn on those muscles to get those legs side to side. This is another beautiful yoga pose that you can do, and it helps massage those internal organs in a beautiful way. Okay, it's great for digestion. When digestion helps, good digestion helps immunity always. All right, so there's that series. Let's do two more. I really want to get inner thighs. So we're going to do standing. Let's go ahead and stand, and we'll do wide legs to catch those inner thighs here. We're going to dip into a back, almost like you're sitting in a squat. Make sure your knee, so we're not going forward in this position. Really make sure you're sitting back so we get that inner thigh into the hamstring. And then we'll go side to side. So this is almost like a little skater. It's just warming you up. And then we're going to take those arms behind the back, and we're going to clasp them and let them fall forward. So that's going to stretch the shoulders in a little bit different way, and we're going to get the posterior chain. For those arms, letting that connect. All right, hopefully you can see that. Okay, good. And then I'm just going to finish with a couple more static moves with the stretch. So we'll go side, and then we're going to come in center, and we're going to hold for a moment. That's going to really activate that core. And then step. So we're going to side, hold, side, and hold. And why I would do that, especially for martial arts, is because a lot of martial arts requires stability that sometimes we don't get turned on before we're ready to fire. So we want to practice that movement. And as you get more flexible and more control, so it's not about speed right now, you can go a little bit deeper and feel like, okay, you're going to practice moving in those functional ways. All right, that's it. Not too bad. about 12 minutes there. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. I would call that a really good warm-up, preparing to go and do your strength training or to go and do any sports, martial arts. I know you can't go out and play sports, but find something that you can do. Yeah, it's a great little kind of warm-up. You could call it a day, but I'd encourage you to maybe bookend this and do something more towards the end of your day so that you start bookending some good habits of movement patterns and just getting that energy going. You can change your mindset really quickly if you move your body, and sometimes it's easier to change our mind that is in a stuck energy by moving our body. So I'd find some things like this rather than just going into meditation. I know for me, just going and running or going and doing some exercise helps me get out of my head it's inevitable, guys. We're in this together, and this is a real head game right now we're playing. So utilize the body, utilize this amazing vehicle that we have and some tools to support the body, to support your mind and your well-being. And you'll actually come out of this a lot better, I believe, okay? So keep moving, keep me posted on how things are going. I'll keep doing these 7 a.m.s. And I have room for 4 more clients in my Transform. So if you want to actually transform your body at home while we're in quarantine, let me know. I've got, again, 4 more spots for that training session. You're meeting with me daily, and it's across the board holistic coaching. Okay, I will see you tomorrow, and we're gonna really focus on Pilates and building strength in the core, doing some traditional Pilates ab work and leg work, more beginner intermediate in the movement, so not a lot of physical agility that you need, so you can just be in one position and then do what you can. You can also make it super advanced by the things that I will show to up-level that a little bit, okay? All right, I'm Stefana Johnson, and be well, stay well, hydrate, and take care of yourself. All right, have a great day.